we're just having a bit of practice again. Right. There, these out of the way. Let's see how well your fingers are working today. Oh, we've got a bit of sensitivity there. You can put these on if you like. Yeah. What's that? Touch A. Ooh, put your leg down, get yourself nice and stable. Touch A. Touch E. Yeah, touch E. Touch U. All the way down. That's good. Touch M. Very nice. And just for practice, go all the way to Z. There, I like it. Okay. I thought I've just got a little bit of information that we could have a look at about memories. MEMORIES. And about how sometimes we can have unreliable memories. Okay, so we're talking about M. Very nice. Oh. E. M. O. R. I. After the I, touch the I again. Memo. I. E. Yes, memories. How would you describe a memory? A memory is S. O. M. E. A memory is some T. H. I. N. G. Something. Memory is something. Now let's see if we can do a couple of words at a time. T. H. A. T. That. H. A. P. That's good. H. A. P. Keep it going. E. O. N. E. And O. D. Something that happened. A memory is something that happened when I am in. Doing very well. Something that happened in. Keep it going. Come on, lift your elbow. Lift that elbow. Come on. T. Oh, H. Don't get lazy. E. In the. P. A. Now S and T. So listen, what I saw happening there, I'm just going to tell you, looked like a snake. It was P A S T, and that makes it very hard for Mum and other people to know where you're going to stop, which letter you're going to go for. What we want to work on is you're going straight to the letters. So we're just going to practice the word past, P-A-S-T. And I want you to practice just going P-A-S-T, like that. P-A-S. That was much better. One more time. P, A, that was close, S and T. That's better. Okay, so none of this, ooh, it's very confusing. So, memory is something that happened in the past. Could you give me another word for unreliable? Another word for unreliable would be... Unreliable would be... A... L... W... A... Y... S... Always. Okay, do 2 words. Would be always L... A. Okay, I get it. An example of someone who's unreliable, they're always L, A, T and E. Yes, someone that is unreliable would be always late. That's a good description. Yeah, in this case, when we're talking about unreliable memories, we're really talking about false memories, ones that didn't happen. So, let me tell you about some studies that have been done. In the 1990s, study 1, we'll call it study number 1. Okay. There were some scientists and they, there were psychologists who did this study. And in this study, 1/4 of the participants remembered getting lost in a shopping centre when they were children. Okay? And you know, one of these people even had a really vivid memory of, oh, the man that found me was wearing this particular type of checked shirt. Okay. Now, actually, in reality, these people hadn't been lost in shopping centres. The psychologists told them that their parents remembered them getting lost. So then they created these false memories. What do you think? We're talking about, first of all, we're talking about children who got L, O, S and T, lost. Children who got lost, but they didn't really. Alright, so we just kind of, the psychologists planted that seed, they planted that information by telling them that their parents had said, when you were a child, you got lost in a shopping centre. And then they all believed it. And they thought that they actually remembered getting lost. How could that be possible? How could that be possible? O, U, R, B, R, A, I, N, our brains, C, A, can, our brains, a good discussion this, our brains can see, after the C, so touch the C again, don't get stuck, C, R, very good, after the R, E would make sense, yeah? A, T and E. Our brains can create F, A, L, S, and after the S, you're doing really well, finish the word. False. Carry on. M, this is good. Our brains could create false. M, E, M, O, R, I, E and S. Our brains can create false. Memories, yeah, I think you're right. You know, sometimes if someone says, oh yeah, do you remember when we did this together and we went there, and sometimes even if you think, oh, I'm not sure if I do remember, the more that the other person is convinced that you actually did it, the more you start almost believing it yourself and doubting, oh well, maybe I was wrong, maybe we did go there. There we are. And then your brain almost makes you believe it. Oh, it was interesting, this one. So this study really is all about how we incorporate information from other sources, or how we can incorporate information from other sources, i.e. people or news. So in this case, the people were the psychologists saying, oh, your parents said that this had happened and that you got lost. Okay, so it's about incorporating info from other people, oh, excuse you, or news. So that was study number 1. Now, study 2, to do with unreliable memory. Imagine this. In study 2, the participants were shown random photographs. Random photographs, which included in the set a photo of a university campus. Okay, so they were shown R, go on then, A, N, R, A, N, D, O, M. They were shown random photographs, yeah. What do we mean by random photographs? Okay, lift your elbow. N, O, T, not O, not of, A, N, Y, T, nice, H, I, N, N, and after the N, lift your elbow. Not of anything, random photos would be not of anything, I, in, P, A, R, T, I, C, U, L, A, and R. Not of anything in particular. Yeah, so it wouldn't be their family members or anything like that. It might be a picture of a table, might be a house, might be a cup, a bottle, all those sort of things. And in amongst those photos, there was a picture of a university campus. And then guess what? So 3 weeks later, they were shown the photo of this university campus again. And they were asked, have you ever been there? What do you think these people said? T H E Y, they. R E, oh yes, this is good. Oh, that was just an impulse to stand. We're going to stay here for a few more minutes just to work on your tolerance of sitting at the table. Come on, where it's a bit more stable.
Oh yeah.
Yep, down you come. That's good. They R-E-M E-M-B E, after the E, not Q. No, that's Q. R you wanted. They remember. Go on. E and D. So they remembered. What did they remember? Was it just seeing the photo or something else? They remembered. Go on. B E I N G, being. T H E R and E. They remembered being there. So this was another false memory that was created. They'd only actually seen the photo, but the majority of them said that they had probably or definitely actually been there. So they attributed information they'd seen to a memory and they made it that they'd actually experienced that. Very interesting. Study number 3. Yeah, we're going to do study number 3. Here we go. Ooh. Number 3. Okay, so in this group they were shown a magnifying glass. A magnifying glass. Magnifying glass is used to do what? M-A-K, make. T-H-I-N-G, oh careful, S, make things. B-I-G-G-E and, oh yeah, magnifying glass is something that you use to make things bigger. A bit like my glasses are a type of magnifying glass really, aren't they? But they were showing this picture of a magnifying glass. Let me just show you what a magnifying glass looks like. Here. So you've got long handle, and this is a sort of magnifying glass. And then around. I suppose it's got a bit of a frame like that. So a circle like that. There we are. Where would the glass be? Where would the glass be? That's right, the glass would be in this part. Would you like to have a go at drawing it? Let's have a go. We can have a go at drawing one underneath. Okay, so we're going to do the line first. We can just do a simple one. We'll just do one line. That's the handle. That's very good. And then on the top, we'll do a circle. So let me show you how to do the circle. Round like that. Round like that. Now then you try. All the way round. Oh, up, 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 up. Lovely. There. So we've got 2 magnifying glasses. Now guess what? So they were shown a magnifying glass. But when they were shown this, they were told to imagine a lollipop. L-O-L-L-I-P-O-P. And actually, it looks rather similar, doesn't it? Shown a magnifying glass, told to imagine a L. We're just practicing. O. Try and isolate that finger a little bit, that would be better. L. L. I. Much better. P. Much better when you isolate that finger. There. Go on, keep it like that. P. After the P. O. And then P. Lollipop. Yeah. Now, guess what? When later on they were asked what they had seen, they said, the majority of them said that they saw both. So they saw a magnifying glass and a lollipop. How strange. So in their brains, the memories, they couldn't distinguish, couldn't make the distinction between what they'd actually seen, the magnifying glass, and what they'd been told to imagine, which was the lollipop. So just for the sake of it, let's see how your handwriting is today. We're going to practice the word both, because they saw both. B-O-T-H. Let's have a go at writing it. So the B is a line straight down, line straight down. You do the line straight down. That's it. And then like a circle. So remember that circle movement, like that. Like that. Okay. Ooh. Very focused. Try. B. There's the B. Now we're going to do a circle for the O. O. Very carefully, come on, very carefully, you need to be careful. B, out, then the T, this is a straight line down, T, and across, that's it, T, and then H, down and round. Look, H is down and round, down and round. Let me try and hold that in a good position for you. Down and round, both. Very nice. So that was study number 3. Could not distinguish between the real and the imagined. Now then, study number 4. Ooh, 2,000 people were involved in this study. 2,000. And they were asked a question in 1973. And the question was whether they were for or against the legalisation of a drug. I think it was cannabis or marijuana, but it doesn't matter. Legalisation of a drug. Then, in 1982, they were asked the same question, whether they were for or against the legalisation of the drug, but they were asked how they voted, or whether they remembered how they voted in 1973. Okay, so you're looking at nearly 10 years later, they were saying, did you vote for or against the legalisation? Now then, what happened? Oh, and they were also asked whether they were for or against it in 1982. So their current views. I think, I don't know exactly how it was done. They might have been asked their current views first. They might have said, so, are you for or against in 1982? And by the way, how did you respond in 1973? Right, so, listen. Those who in 1982 were against the legalisation of this drug remembered that in 1973 they were against the legalisation of the drug. Alright, but when they checked the records, they voted for it in 1973. So what we have here is how your current views and opinions can exert some sort of bias over how we remember the past. So current views give you a bias about how you remember the past. What do you think? I C A I can U N D E R S. This is good. I can, this is a good discussion. I can under S T. Keep it going. Go on, I know your skin's a bit itchy. A N D. I can understand. I can understand. H. Go on. O. H-O. Go on. Back to the O. Oh, that was a lazy W. I can understand how. Oh, thank you. How? Try with a pencil. Lift your elbow. T H A T W O U L D H A. This is good. After the A, P P E N would make sense here. I can understand how that would happen. Oh, tell me more. Oh, tell me more. Y O U M A. Why you may. F E. After the E, E. You may feel. T H A T. That. You may feel that. So wait a minute, let's give you a little break. You may feel that. Y O U your. Is that T or O? I wasn't sure. O L D, you're old. B, give it more feedback. I, E, that's good. Oh, God, that was up and down. B, I, E. Move that out of the way, there. Touch the E. E, W, S. You may feel that your old views were W, okay. Go on, keep it going, you're doing so well. E, R, E, where, S, I, L, L, and S, I, L, L, touch the L again, L. You may feel that your old views were silly. Oh yes. You may feel that your old views were silly anymore. S. You can sort that out yourself. There, you have. See how good you did. You sorted it out yourself. So, S, you did. So, Y, O, U, C, you may feel that your old views were silly, so you see. Go with this one. Okay. R, E, A. You're there. T. Try lifting your elbow. I know you're getting a bit tired. T, R, E, A, T. See ya. Sneezy. I think it's a bit of hay fever, isn't it? I get it at this time of year as well. So you try with this hand for a bit, give the other one a break. C, R, E, A, T. So you create N, E, this is good. W, new. N, oh yes, E, N, E, N, E, F wouldn't make sense, would it? M, E, M would make sense. O, and there you are, you're at the R, push it through. R, I, E, and S, yes. So you create new memories. Oh yeah, it's a bit like thinking, oh, I don't want to, I can't even contemplate that I would have held that such an extreme view. Therefore I'm just going to wipe it out of my memory and pretend I didn't hold that view at all. Because I'm much too intelligent to have thought that. That might be what you were thinking. So listen, we've got one more study to look at and then a summary. About 10 minutes. We'll do it here. Let's work on your tolerance. There. See, you're doing so well. There we are. So study number 5. 2 groups were given information on a historical war, and they were asked to rate the likelihood that of each side winning. So what's the likelihood of side A winning, or what's the likelihood of side B winning? One of the groups were told in history group A or side A won the war, by the way. But that should be irrelevant. When they're assessing the likelihood of which group would win, which side would win, they should just be using the facts. So the group that were told that side A won the war, guess what? They rated this group higher. Right. So again, this is how our brains working, taking information in and using it in a strange way, not being able to just assess the information and come up with an answer. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I made my notes here. It made an awful lot of sense to me when I was doing it, but now I'm thinking, what's that got to do with memory? Anyway, never mind. I suppose because they're planting in your memory, this is what actually happened, and then that distorts your ability to sort of just use the facts and think about the possibility. So this is an example of what? An IDE, an idea, BEI. You doing so well? Go on, BEI. N and G, an idea being, oh yeah, P, that's what we said, L, A, N, T, E, and after the E would be D. An idea being planted. Yeah, plant an idea there. And then what happens? People just take it and it becomes the truth. So we've looked at 5 studies which shown how fallibilities, or how fallible really memory is. What about then the real world impact? Okay. Can you think of any examples where having false memories like this could cause a problem in today's world? Any examples? Lift your elbow. In P O L I, after the I, C E, in police. I, in police, I. This is a good example. In police, I. Could be a few things. Take your knee down and then you can be a bit more stable. Could be a few things. In police, I. Oh, no, holding your hand like that. Lift it up properly. In police, I. N. Go on. V. E. S. T. Oh, it's a long word. I. G. A. Go on. After the A. Finish it. T. I. O. O. N. And finish it with the S. In police, investigations. Yes. Investigations. Let's have a think about that. There's a few examples really about police investigations where, these false memories could cause real problems. Let's take things like identity descriptions or identity parades. I remember I used to work as a training officer for a bank, and in one of our training courses we used to cover the importance of being able to try to make an accurate description, just in case there was a bank robbery, so that you would be able to provide the police with an accurate description of the robber. So we used to do a training session on this. We talk about, you know, looking at the right details and writing things down straight away. And then we'd sort of leave it at that. And then later on in the day, I would get someone in another lesson, I'd get someone to come into the room and interrupt the lesson. And they would do it in a way that made everyone look, because they'd say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but I just need to talk to you urgently about this." And people would look up and say, and then she'd pass me a message, and then I'd say, "Oh, thank you very much. Okay, I'll attend to it later." And as soon as that person had left the room, I would say to everyone, "Right, I want you to write down a description of that person." Guess what happened? TG, THE, D. I can hear Dad as well, yeah. DE, he's working. DE, S, C, DESC, keep up the flow going. R, I, after the I. P, good. T, I, O, N. The descriptions. Would you want the R or the W? W, E, come on. The descriptions, W, E. Oh! The descriptions, W, E. Oh, did it the wrong way? Doesn't matter. R. Oh, now we're going to lift that elbow. Where? The descriptions were D, I, good. F, E, R, E, N, and T. The descriptions were different. The descriptions actually were all different. And they were amazingly different, you know. Heights were different, weights were different, hair colours were different. It was absolutely amazing. So I don't even know how the police ever managed to do these photo fit descriptions sometimes. So other examples of police investigations, it could be just how the police do the interview, because they could sort of almost lead the person by making suggestions, using leading questions. So leading questions. Police are trained really not to do that, but that, you know, that could be a possibility. And another one, if we just think about in the courts, you know, when there's a court case going on, and you know, sometimes there's a certain line of questioning, and then the judge says no, or the one of the prosecution or the defence says no, that shouldn't be admissible, and the judge sort of turns to the jury and says yes, you must ignore that, it's inadmissible. But how can you really ignore it when you've heard it? Do you think if you were a juror and you heard a bit of evidence and then the judge said, oh no, that is inadmissible, do you think you'd really be able to ignore it? No. I think it would be very, very difficult to ignore. All right. Okay, so we looked at the police, we've looked at courts. What about medical profession? The medical profession. When we're talking about the medical profession, who would we be talking about? D-O-C-T-O-R-S, doctors, yes, doctors. Now, imagine that you're a doctor and there's a patient sent to see you who wants a second opinion about a diagnosis that he's been given. A second opinion. And the diagnosis has been given by another eminent doctor. So, do you think that it would be easy or hard to ignore what the first doctor had said? We're nearly finished now, we've just got another couple of minutes, that's all. Would it be easy or hard to ignore? H-A-R. It would be very hard to ignore, yeah. It might be better if you didn't even know what the diagnosis was that had been made by the first doctor. Okay, so just a quick summary. Let's just take the word opinion. Opinion. Something to go with opinion. What comes to mind? I-T-H. Right, well, this is the last sentence. Unless you want to do more. Sit down. Something to do with opinion. I-T-H. Or it ha. Sorry, it could be I-T-H or... Yeah, go on, let's work it out. A-S, okay, sorry. It has... So this is something to do with opinion. It has A R E and then you do 8. Will you just carry on a little bit and we'll see if we can see where we're going. It has A with L W A Y. Go on. It is always. Okay. A. Go on. M. A. A. M. A. It is always A. M. A. Why was that? You're down in the corner. Try with that. Go for the A again. A. A. M. A. Oh, go on then. Did you want the Z? Go on. Z. E. D. It's always amazed. M. D or M-E. Me. H. O. W. How? It's always amazed me. How? P. E. O. P. L. E. How people. This is good, I like this. It has always amazed me how people F R O from S I. This is good. S I. Lift the elbow. M I L A R from similar. How people. It has always amazed me how people from similar. There we are. B A C K G R O U N D S from similar backgrounds. Oh, I like it. This is a good poem. I'm just going to stand up a little bit because my back's getting a bit twisted on this chair. That's better. It has always amazed me how people, or you can use your finger, from similar backgrounds, C, A, N, can, H, A, V, E, can have, very good, can have. It's always amazed me how people from similar backgrounds can have, come on, S, U, C, H, such, D, I, F, F, E, this is nice, after the E, O, I, N, G, such differing, B, I, E, W, S. I like that. It's always amazed me how people from similar backgrounds can have such differing views. Any more? Any more? Or is that it? Just twistle around a bit just so that we can be accurate. There, down you go again.